Okay. Good morning. It is about 9:30 in the AM on Saturn Day, May 29th, 2022. And we are in the no moon time. We are between moons. Going into, well, it should be up as Sspopiikimi, but probably is going to be the long rains. And there's tree swallows. I don't know if you can see them buzzing around me here. They are around the pond this morning, which is good to see. Obviously the ducklings. Don't often see the drake. Following mama with the ducklings. A little curious because it's actually two drakes in this case. Seems like there's a lot going on this morning. I have a few missions, and much of it is a return to last week. If you recall, oh my goodness, a magpie just was able to buzz over those ducklings because they're just so on the surface here. There's so little water in the pond, you know, and they're just kind of hanging out in the milfoil muck. Yeah, there's a magpie down here that was scoping them out. I don't know if you heard that whistle in the background. There are Baltimore Orioles here now. Maybe I'll be able to show you one. Baltimore Orioles. Northern Orioles, I guess you'd say. We're not in Baltimore. But yeah, if you recall from last week, I brought out the little trail cam, game cam, and hid it in some of the skunk brush, trying to find the maker of sticks. And about midweek I went and pulled that camera after it had been, I think, 3 or 4 nights in the bush, and I was able to see a little bit of what was happening there, but not enough to my satisfaction. What I did see was some field mice, some what do you call them, meadow vole, running around, scurrying around in there. Never saw any of them actually working on one of the sticks, and that's what I'd like to really see. Definitely there was action though. Every night there was action. A lot of it was right at the base of the camera and around the camera, so it never actually captured on the film, but I had several videos from each of the evenings. So yeah, I'm gonna go put the camera back out, reposition it, I think facing the other direction, see what I get in that respect. Last week I also went out on the edge of the forest by the wet meadows looking for fungi, and I'd like to revisit that this morning because perhaps some new morels have burst into the scene. Fire morels over the last week or so. I don't know. I haven't spent much time out here this week. And then in addition to that, I would like to head over to the edge of the river and collect a little bit more water for the pond scum aquaquary thing. Morning. Yeah, the water's getting low. Brit's fish is still doing good in there. I might, if I can, catch a few minnows at the river and introduce them into it as well. And I don't know, snails would be nice, although there seems to be some fungi growing in the aquarium now that is keeping the water really clean. It's strange. I'll show you when we get there. Look at this turtle. I don't know what is going to happen. Of course, I keep saying this every week. I don't know what's going to happen to these turtles as the pond dries up here. Unless we get significant rains and flooding, and you know, the river rises quite a bit. But if that doesn't happen, I fear Sspopiikimi is going to be in major drought mode. The beavers might even have to move. You know, that'd be a first for sure. All of them, the turtles, the beavers, you know, craziness. Anyway, so those are my few missions that I had in mind again today. I've got a few notes to share from the work week, not a whole bunch, but I'll share some of those as we go along. And what else? What else? I don't know. Guess that's it. Let's go have a walk. The golf course has been watering every day, which doesn't help things, but looks like their pipes are going to be out of the water before too long. No, I got nothing against people's businesses and stuff, but do we need green grass as much as we need a place for these goslings to finish growing up, you know? They still got a long ways to go before they're flight capable, and they're supposed to be moving from this place. And the water is not looking like it's going to cooperate. I'm concerned. Let's see what the count is today. Looks like we got all 6 with this family here. The other family has had 3 for a while now. What are these babies eating on today? Something at the tips of the grass. Maybe the grass are getting their new flower heads or something. Sorry, my camera work could be better. Oh, the goslings went through the fence. You're not supposed to do that, guys. This is kind of a situation, because I think it's probably Mama who's with the babies, and then we got Dad over here watching the scene, and he might not want me to go walking past. I don't know. See what's going on with the grass that they were into. Oh yeah, it's these fresh crested wheatgrass tips. They're getting the new wheatgrass tips, and now whatever they're finding there. Yeah, Mama doesn't want them on that side. Alright, you guys, I'm just gonna pass by. I'm just gonna pass by. Alright. Yeah, they got their 3. Meet Sspopiikimi. Oh, look here, looky looky. We got a new goose family out here, looks like. How many? 1, 2, 3 little goslings. Any more? Maybe not. 1, 2, 3 brand new babies for this week. Got a thatching ant colony here. And they've got runners going all the way down this way. Well, I guess it's not that far for a person, but for an ant. So they're crossing my path here. And I haven't quite figured out what it is that they are gathering. There's one with something just coming through here. Yeah, I'm looking for ants returning with something, but I'm not seeing any of that, or much of that. Anyway, nothing I can just really identify as to why they would have this big line going down this way, but you see one here just trying to get a piece of thatch. Maybe they're just out for resources for their hive in general. This is a good direction for resources. I don't know. I would think that there's enough thatch closer to the hive. Anyhow, onward. Remember last week during the Sunday morning walk and talk, Carol came out this way and there was an eagle just kind of perched on this little spire of sandstone or whatever this is going on here. And then at one point it took flight and it was coming out this way. It was hunting and stuff. Pretty cool to see. No snakes at the dens today because they've all dispersed. They're off to their summer haunts now. Not that we won't encounter them along the way, but they're no longer just where you can easily find them. Except the pregnant snakes at the rookeries. Then you can pretty easily find. I haven't had much for snake calls this week. Actually, a couple of different like bull snake sightings in the coulees that people reported just via like posting Facebook pictures. This is what I seen. They didn't need rescue or anything like that. And then one farm just outside the city contacted me thinking they had a rattlesnake. I'd picked up a rattlesnake from their property before, and this time it was a bull snake. When I got there, the snake already disappeared, but they had a photo of it, and it was clearly a bull snake. And then yesterday, back at the country club again, for I think our 4th snake already this season, our 4th rattlesnake from the Lethbridge Country Club, which I'm sure are crossing over the river, hey, from the university side. I think they're just looking for more food resources, hey? checking out the south side, and so they get caught up trying to cross the golf course at the country club, and then they get me. So I've been taking them, a couple I've taken back to the west side of the river, but now I'm starting to take them more, just drop them up in the coulees back in the direction they were going. So somewhere in here is our bush with the sticks. I think, oh yes, right here. I think I'm going to set up my camera somewhere different in here and give it another few days again, see how that goes. Choke cherries are nice in bloom, which is the normal sequence of things if we were kind of at the end of Sspopiikimi, the flower moon, instead of being at the end of the frog moon, which is part of what I've been noticing in the trend of things this year, is that well, things phenologically are quite off. The Sspopiikimi, the deceptive moon, occurred in a place where it normally does not, in my experience, shifting the frog moon into summer, which is normal when there's a Sspopiikimi. But then all the phenological things of the frog moon and the flower moon really condensed into that single moon. And now I bet we get our little rains. I bet they're not enough. Look at this. This is one of those thatching ant hives, but it's been just totally ravished by a flicker or something. I'm listening for yellow warblers and northern orioles. Yeah, there's yellow warblers around. Here we are. There is the yellow warbler. Well, we should get a better view. Before long, I hear that there's lots of them around now. They're a new arrival this week. I had him for a second. God, I still hear him. This yellow warbler up here, singing at the top of the canopy, and it's all over the forest. When I listen, there's yellow warblers right in the canopy of the leaf trees, which is where they should be because they're so camouflaged. Their yellow is so camouflaged in those light green leaves. It reminds me of the story of the origin of tobacco, because these birds feature in that story. In the origin of tobacco, I'll just truncate it, make it really quick. You have these brothers, and one of them has a beaver bundle, and the brothers start having dreams, and they get a plant from these dreams. They get a pipe. They start using this plant, and good things are happening to them, and the other people want that, you know, but these brothers won't share. They're like, no, it came from our dream, it doesn't belong to everybody. So they kept it to themselves, and then the people decided, they like called on somebody who was known for being able to acquire things, okay, spiritual gifts, and he went out and fasted and made himself, you know, pitiful enough that Sspopiikimi, the tiger salamander, came to help him. And when he explained what was going on, Sspopiikimi advised that he go send a messenger to the sun to ask for some of those seeds. And so they called on a bird, and in those times the birds were all white. And they sent the bird up, that first bird up, and it only got so far, and it came back down, and it was all yellow. Which is this yellow warbler that's here in the forest. But you can tell, hey, he only got so far, and he hit that level, yellow level. The next one was sent up, only got so far and came back down, and it was blue. Sspopiikimi, which is the bluebird, mountain bluebird. Another bird was sent up, came back all red, and really, I don't know who that bird is. There are a couple of all red birds in a couple of the beaver bundles, and I suspect what it is a cardinal who used to live here that doesn't live here anymore. Cardinals had a relationship with tobacco. But the fourth bird that went up and actually got to the sun and was able to come back with tobacco seeds was the crow, mate sto. And that's why it's all black. And the crow is actually the most sacred of birds in the Blackfoot tradition. It's not the eagle, as a lot of people think. It's the crow. The crow's the one that can actually go to the sun. Crows and ravens. And yeah, anyway, the yellow warbler features in that story, and I think it features in some art in different ways, in the sense that some of the headdresses are organized, the older headdresses, the beadwork design and stuff. If you look at those designs and you think about this story, you'll see what I mean. Just mushroom hunting at the moment. Just here on the edge of the wet meadows now, encountering kingbirds, eastern kingbirds. We used to have western kingbirds here in the forest too. Haven't seen them for a while at Sspopiikimi. They're still around. I see them sometimes on the road when I go drop off snakes and stuff above Popson. Yeah, it got warm enough that I took off my sweater, and now it's cold again, and I've got a breeze again, and I've got to put my sweater back on. Let's see, what small mammals did I move this week? Not a lot, okay? I think I moved maybe 1 or 2 skunks, and I didn't even bother to film it. And then porcupine. Yesterday, the University of Lethbridge called. There was a porcupine right up against the Student Union building doors, underneath one of the recycling bins or something, and so they asked me if I could come get it, and it was not easy to retract from its position. In fact, we considered, myself and one of the security guards considered just giving up, leaving it there, just kind of boarding it in where it was, and then leaving it for the evening, and then taking it off in the evening, letting it go on its way. Maybe in the future I'll advise something like that. But we continued, got the porcupine out, and relocated it to the north side. Any other wildlife adventures? Nay, not many. I don't know. I'm kind of surprised. So few skunk calls and stuff. I think something must have happened to the skunk population this winter, actually. If they got that avian flu, which they're able to acquire, and it hit them bad, they might have, a lot of them might have passed away. I don't know. That's just conjecture. Could be that I've had a impact on the city population over the last several years that I've been moving skunks. That's always a possibility too, you know. But something's different this year. Far fewer of those calls, which is okay because I tend to be busy enough. Lots of mating chases and stuff like that going on. Starting to get into our bird season. There's more trees leafing out this year than I suspected. Still don't know how really alive they are. I mean, the trunks are pretty scarred and burned, and I suspect they're gonna fall over. Maybe the roots still, you know. That's the way trees survive and regenerate, and are much older than we often say that they are. The old trees may be several generations of trunks later, you know. Yeah, I can just hear the yellow warblers all around. Not easily seen though. Too close to the sky. Fleeting glimpses of this guy. Here we go. Turned warm, got into my t-shirt again and filled up the Coke bottle, the 2-liter, with the water that I need for to replenish in the tank. Now I'm looking for a little fish using this dollar store net top thing as a capturing device, but not easy going after these little minnows. I can't imagine what it must be like to be like a garter snake swimming after these things. Just all you have to grab them with is your mouth. Good luck.
Here we are at the dam. I can get logs. Right at the dam. There we go. A little school. Yeah, all my years watching pelicans eat at the weir below the university, and probably largely eaten off schools of fish like this. You know, you'd think that I would know right away. Go over to the dam and get those fish, you know. But spent a bunch of time kind of just trying to find them. Well, it wasn't tough to find them. It was just tough to get in range of them. You know. Looks like one of them did not make it through this process. But I now have a little school that I can introduce to the tank. And that dead one will probably become food.
Yeah, before I leave the river here, might as well point out some phenological things happening, especially among the plants. I guess right here, most notably, we have flowering of silverweed, which is a survival food. You can eat the roots, starchy roots. But survival food because it's like you gotta put a lot of energy into gathering that stuff if you want it to contribute anything to your diet. The bigger, greener tufts you see here are alfalfa. Just escaped alfalfa. I don't know why that isn't #1 on the hit list and stuff. I guess it's because agriculture likes alfalfa. Talk about invasive species. Anyway, dogbane. Hey, lots of dogbane shooting up now. That nice new source of Indian hemp for the next little bit. And ooh, here we got mint. Got a little spearmint or peppermint coming up. Yes, yes. And leafy spurge is in flower. That's one that agriculture doesn't like. Wonder if we got some mullein leaves. Oh yes, we do. Yeah, look at that. These are to be smoked to help your lungs, apparently. I've never tried it, so I can't speak to its, you know, validity, but that's what I hear. That is the lore. Yeah, lots of stuff going on out here on the island. I think I'm gonna pack it up now though. Oh yeah, Britt gave me a new haircut. Check it out. Is it styling? And I'm breaking in this Guy forage hat that she hates. She thinks it's ugly. But hey, I was like, free hat, and my other hat's falling apart. I'm gonna break this one in and see if it becomes part of my character. We'll see. Guy's gotta have a hat. Anyway, back toward the home, I think. So my rechargeable lantern is out of charge. Otherwise I'd show you kind of, but hopefully you can see Britt's fish is there in front of the rock, and
looks like there's gray stuff on the rock, and I think that is the fungi that's in there. I'm gonna see if I can get these fish out of this bottle without having them, you know, end up stuck in the bottle. Which is going to require kind of fast flowing, I think, because I want to make sure they come out. And funneling here at the end. Boop. There. Alright, I will charge my lantern and we'll take a look at that scene a little later after the fish have time to adjust and the water settles again. Yeah, I was really hoping to have lunch, you know, after putting the fish in the tank, have some lunch and stuff. I went and plugged in that lantern and then got everything ready. I was just gonna have my lunch and I got a snake call. So, and it's gonna be another bull snake. It's over off Marie Van whatever, Tigum something or another crescent, I don't know, by the Wilderness Park. It's gonna be a bull snake, 4-foot snake on the road. Hopefully it hasn't been busted open by a vehicle already, but we'll see. Alright. We are at the street. Just not sure the address. Looking for people watching the snake on the road. Here's some peoples. Oh, here's our snake. It's just a bull snake, so he's non-venomous. It's the good news. Oh, stay in there. Stay in there. Oh, there he is. Take a look. Looks like he's been hunting gophers. His head's all dirty. Decided to move the whole affair upstairs here, and it's looking pretty good. Got my spotlight on there. Might be too much light at this point. Looks like 4 of the minnows survived the ordeal. And Brit's fish is doing fine. There might be 5 minnows, I'm not sure. Definitely at least 4 though. And now you can see what I'm talking about. The stuff growing on the rock.
that looks like an underwater mold. Hey? And the water has been free of algae for a while. Like, not entirely free, you can see there's algae in there, but it hasn't, like the glass hasn't got really algae filled for a bit. And I don't understand why. Unless it has to do with the mold. These plants never really grew. A lot of the little plant shoots and stuff that we started off with this tank, they were just floating around everywhere, have gone to I don't know where. Disappeared, died. Somehow the fish still lives. Oh, there's 5 minnows for sure. Maybe even a 6th. No, 5. I don't know. Anyway, we'll watch them up here for a bit. Their new home.